Vam Kangshachanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Bande Jagadigurum Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I salute Bhagavan Sri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, who is the destroyer of the demons, Kamsa and Chanura, the darling of Mother Jasoda, and the teacher of the universe. I salute him again and again. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are back to our reading of the Bhagavata, and the chapter 13, where we read up to verse number 36. What we read is this: the war is over, Krishna has gone back, and then suddenly Vidura, he came and appeared before the blind king Dasharatha, Dhritarashtra, and he told that your all sons are gone and everyone is passed away and you are still here in living in another's mercy. You are not the king anymore, but you are in the palace. Let us go and go in a pilgrimage. So Vidur, Dhritarashtra and the mother Gandhari all left the palace and went away. And now when they went away, but our Yudhishthira was not there that time. He was engaged in some other thing. When he came back to see that Dhritarashtra is gone, so he started questioning Sanjaya, who was the ardent devotee of Dhritarashtra, because the entire Gita we find that Sanjaya is relating the story to whom? To us, no? To Dhritarashtra, that blind, he cannot see, so Sanjaya is helping. So Sanjaya was the ardent devotee of Dhritarashtra. So Yudhishthira came and said, where is my father gone, Dhritarashtra? Where is the mother Gandhari? Where is that Vidura, uncle? Where did they go? And Sanjaya was choked with emotion. He could not say something, what to say. So, and after some pause, 34 verse, just to repeat that few lines, to connect with today's reading. This was related by the narrator, then suggested that Sanjaya, who was intensely faithful and loving towards his master Dhritarashtra, was thoroughly depressed and grief-stricken at his disappearance and remained silent for some time, incapable of giving any answer. So Sanjaya could not quickly respond to the rapid question of Yudhishthira, who is asking, where is my father? Father like father, uncle, father gone. So he then, after some pause, he then brushed aside his tears with his hands and somehow exercised sufficient control over his emotions, feelings, and then began to speak to Dharmaputra, means Yudhishthira, with his mind always dwelling over his lost master. Then he said, O great leader, means O Yudhishthira, I am in utter ignorance about the intentions of your paternal uncles, Dhritarashtra and Vidura, as also of Mother Gandhari. I do not know, I cannot say anything about that. they have slipped away without giving me any clue about their whereabouts. Only I know that they are here, they left. But where they are going and what they are doing, it is totally unknown to me. Now is today's reading. Then suddenly we find that the Krishna devotee, who is called the Narada, who goes all over the world with a single stringed instrument and glories, keeps on singing the glory of Lord Krishna Hari. So he appeared. So Narada's instruction to Yudhishthira, Narada appeared there. And this is a very intense chapter where he is giving, always this is the beauty of Bhagavata or Mahabharata, etc. High philosophy is given, always a place in understanding this life. So Narada instructed Yudhishthira. This 37 verse it starts. And it ends till the chapter ends. This is all the instruction of Narada to Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira was lamenting what happened to my uncle, my paternal uncle, and where did they go? Where is my mother Gandhari go? And without telling, so as repenting, then Narada said, just then, 37 verse, just then, 37 verse on page 59. Just then the sage Narada arrived there with a lute in hand, flute. Yudhishthira and his brothers got up from their seats, made prostrations to the sage, and without much of ceremonial worship, on account of the tragic situation, began to talk with him as follows. So normally, when a holy man comes, there are some rituals, they do some, it takes some time. But he being totally absorbed, grief-stricken, so when Narada came, Yudhishthira and his brothers got up out of respect. The kings used to do that. When a holy man used to come, they give up their throne and then prostrate before the holy man. So naturally worship, and all the 5 brothers stood up. Leader is Yudhishthira, and began to talk with him. So Yudhishthira started asking. What he said? O sage of great insight, O Narada, you are the sage of great inspiration, and without much of, I am not able to understand where both my parental uncles have gone, as also where is Mother Gandhari, our austere and grief-stricken mother, has disappeared. So where is gone Gandhari, where is gone Dhritarashtra, and his brother Vidura. Vidura was a lover of God. So, in this limitless ocean of samsara, you are the one captain who can take us to the other shore. Narada, you are so pure, you are the only person, you are a holy sage, you can take us on the other shore of this world and worldliness. So, you are the captain. So please show us the way. What is that? Thus addressed, the all-knowing Narada, the greatest among holy men, said as follows. They saw that it is a pitiable condition. Yudhishthira is in tears. All the brothers are really feeling the separation of blind king Yudhishthira, Dhritarashtra, and his brother Vidura, and the queen, what is her name? Gandhari, the mother of Duryodhana. So, then they are grief-stricken. Seeing that grief, then they said, thus addressed. They all to me, you are Narada, you know everything. So, you are the greatest among the holy people. So, tell us what is going on. Then the Narada said as follows. What he said? O King, Yudhishthira, you are the new king now, after the war. So do not grieve over anyone. That is the eternal message coming out. Who is your uncle? Who is your father? You are talking to your parent, your mother. Who is what? Don't grieve for anyone. This world is under the control of the Lord. And all that happens is according to His will. It's God's will. So, why are you to grieve? Things are happening by God's will. So why are you suffering? Why are you grieving? He, the Supreme Lord, to whom all this world and its protecting powers offer worship, always is He who brings people together and separates from them by His will. We are all gathered together today here. We may plan, this is the class I am coming here or meeting you people. It is God's will. Who will come, not come, who will disperse. It is everything is happening by the will of God. Sri Ramakrishna says, nothing happens without the will of God, no? Not even a leaf moves. That is Ramakrishna says. So he is giving that advice. You are thinking your uncle left you, or where did they go, why you are weeping, sobbing for that. Don't think like that. All is done by the will of God. So, He who brings people together and separates them at His will. 41 verse. Just as the herd of a cattle, the cows, and the small nose strings tied to big rope are directed to go along well-marked paths, so are all men's individual concerns tied to the big rope. What is the rope? Rope of duty. My duty. It is my duty to do this, your duty to do this. That is the nose cleaching the cows. And also horses, of course. We see horses. Powerful horses are controlled by the nose strings, no? So, God is doing that. Giving every individual, I think I am doing, but no string is there. He is pulling sometimes this direction and that direction. Why Duryodhana says, what shall I say? You are the guide, inner guide. You guide us the way you are guiding. We are bound to go like that. What can we do? So, and they are thus made to walk the path ordained for them. In our life, we are ordained to move this way, at certain point move this way, we are thinking, I am doing it, my karma, my bad. Oh, that's okay if you bring another philosophy. But here is the philosophy is not your karma, but it is God's will. Everything is happening by God's will. This part is important in this analysis. We can use another analysis, my karma has brought it. But karma is not the point, it's God's will. So you have nothing to do. Just relax, let God's will work. Why are you bothering yourself about why this happened, why that happened? Live the life, do your things and be happy. At some point of time he practiced that only the discipline, that I am the instrument, you are the operator. Ami jantra, tumi jantri. Hari Maharaj said in one place, in a part of my life, one long time, I practiced this one mood. I try to keep that mood. I am nothing, I am the instrument. You every moment to remember. That's the attitude. That's why Swamiji said also that everyone in spiritual life one should have some inner mood or inner ideas to carry on. So big rope of duty by the Lord, and they are thus made to walk the path ordained for them. Each one's life has been ordained. You have to go this way, that will happen. That's why you call predestination. God decided what to happen. You are only playing. Play in your role and smile and happy. But don't get upset all the time. Don't make your life miserable. The path is given by God. Accept that whatever comes. So that's a great freedom. People really can feel free. Ami Jantro. If one can feel what is happening, that's of course very high state where there is no ego. Egoless person can only think that I am nothing, God is doing. But we may make a crooked idea inside, I do everything and say, oh, it is God doing. Then we suffer. That time we suffer. Mere saying will not do. We should have to feel that. Just as the combination and dispersal of the playthings are exclusively directed by the player's will, so are affairs of men by the Lord's. Whether you consider the living self as eternal as the spirit, or as the temporal as the body, or as both in view of his being combination of spirit and body, or as neither from their absolute point of view, whatever be your attitude, sorrow for beings arise from love and attachment, which are caused by ignorance about the real nature of the soul. What a big philosophy he has brought it here. Narada giving this advice. Narada is a bhakti, no? But bhakti, see how jnana is here. So he says, whether you consider living self, this living self, jiva, is eternal as the spirit. I am not the body, I am the spirit. You can think this way. Or as temporal as body, body is a temporary thing. Or as both you view that it is spirit mixed with Atman, mixed with consciousness, mixed with the physical body-mind complex. Whatever way you think, or neither from the absolute point of view, now there is nothing in the absolute point, I have no body. So all the philosophies regarding this body and this action, one is the absolute idea, I have no body, I am neither the mind, neither body, so I have no connection. No, spirit is there and body is made of elements, no, it's separate. Again, no, these two has combined each other and this jiva is moving like that. Whatever philosophy you take, whatever be your attitude, sorrow for beings arise, know that. Sorrows and suffering comes from what? Arise from love and attachment. Don't love anyone, then you are in trouble.
Even if you love Sri Ramakrishna.
Huh?
Even if you love Sri Ramakrishna.
What?
Even if you love Sri Ramakrishna.
Oh, even if Ramakrishna, that is a freedom. That goes freedom. But Ramakrishna, without Ramakrishna or without God, don't love anything. You are in danger. Whatever you love, it turns into attachment. But because the consciousness is forgotten, we forget the love, all source of love is God. But we forget all the time. Therefore, don't love anyone. Hari Maharaj is telling in some place that whenever we love something, we get attached. Because we don't see God. Therefore, the human personality comes and human emotions come, and that creates all these struggles and troubles, which are caused by, and where from this attachment and love, lower love, and love brings attachment, where it comes from? Uma, what to do? That one.
Okay.
Phone.
It is
Linked with phone.
decline, just decline.
ওইখানে দিয়ে দাও না, তাহলেই হবে. Same thing. That will do. Now it will come again. Anyhow. So, which are caused by this love, don't love anyone. If you love, then there is attachment. And attachment comes out of where? Attachment which are caused by ignorance. Why attachment comes? Ignorance. I don't love God. I don't love the truth and reality. So, attachment comes and it is caused by ignorance about the real nature of the soul. As we do not know our real nature, and that is the ignorance and that causes this problem. Therefore, O dear one, give up your infatuation, born of ignorance. You are crying, weeping, why? My relative, my uncle, yeah. But who are your? God is your own. These are not your own. That's why Swami Vivekananda first day sang, no, sir? Sangsar Videse, in the world, foreign country of this world. Why are you roaming around like a foreigner? Moan, oh my mind, go back to your own abode, eternal abode of bliss. So this is therefore, it is Narada says, same idea, oh dear one, give up your infatuation, which is born of ignorance, which makes you feel worried. You are thinking, what will happen? You are thinking, how will these helpless people get on without me? I am the king now. So, I should look after them. In my kingdom they should be protected. And they went away. What will happen if they die? Are they in suffering? All these things you are thinking, the only no string of duty created by God. And your love is not real love, it is attachment. And out of attachment, you are worried and you are taking the responsibility. That you are thinking how these helpless people get on without me. I am the king now. To think that one can save or protect another while one's own body is subject to the power of time, karma, and gunas is decaying. It's like a person in the grip of a python thinking of saving another. A python has caught somebody and he is thinking, I will save the other person. You get out of the python before you are killed. It will be swallowed. Python does not eat. It swallows, etc. Our whole spirituality is just caught and swallowed inside there. So, to think that one can save, that one, we sometimes think, I can save someone, I can protect someone. No? But this what is ignorance. To think that one can save or protect another while one's own body is subject to the power of time. We are clicking, no? We are all becoming old every day. My own body and mind and my existence is under the time, clicking of time, and also under the karma, and or controlled by the three gunas. This my life, present life is going on because of the three gunas action. Or it is going in a big time span, it is just appearance and growth and then full manifestation, decay and then death. It is happening in time. Everyone, the mightiest person to the poorest person, all are caught into this trap. Where is Hitler? Where is good person? Where is bad person? Where is... The time consumes everything. Therefore, you have this power of time which being under the power of time and under the karma effect and the gunas effect that is decaying, like a person thinks that I am in this condition, I have not made any way to just get out of it, I am trying to help you. So this is like a python, we are in the mouth of the python. And being in the mouth of the python, trying to help other person who is suffering. That's why it is said that Devo Bhutva Devang Jajet. First you be a god and then worship God. You be a knower of truth, then you show light to the others. Gita Upanishad says, Ande noivo niyamana jathanda. Most of us are like that, being blind ourselves, trying to show path, enlightenment to others. 46th verse. Creatures without arms or animals are the food. Suppose the creatures or the animals without arms, who have no hand and feet, no? Are the food of creatures with arms, like men. Men kill them, eat them. So those who are without arm, human beings kill them and use them as their food. Now, the feetless being or vegetation are the food of the four-footed creatures. The vegetation, they have no food, they cannot move. Those who move, they eat them. Four-footed creatures or animals. Even among these, the smallest creatures are the food of the bigger ones. The smallest, tiny insects are being eaten by bigger animals. Birds are even eating this, that, and that. Thus, one kind of living being is the food for another. In this wise nature, big capital nature, in this wise nature, in this wise nature has made ample arrangements for food for all, and you need not be anxious about your relatives. You are thinking, I am the king, I give food. What food they will get? Who will supply them the necessities of life? No. Look at the whole nature, the wise nature. The language is, nature is capital and wise nature. This nature is very intelligent nature. That means it is not done by an idiot. It's God's plan. In this big nature you see what is going on. In the cosmic plan is a designer, cosmic designer. There is a great designer. So in his plan, ample arrangements for food for all, and you need not be anxious about your relatives. Mostly it happens for us also when we become monks. Most of the time we are in this dilemma. Who will look after my mom, my dad? As if God has created you to save everybody. Your mom, dad. One Swami told me, God created your mom, dad first or created you first? So you think that you will have to take the responsibility of everyone, but God has a master plan. And God does not depend on your help. Rather, when your help is gone, you see it flourishes better. Better management happens when your ego goes away. That is very true even in small lives of many of our monastics. We have found that they were really a dilemma to become a monk, how they will be giving up all responsibilities, who will look after mom, dad. And when...
Many children, they lost both their parents, 5, 6 old years.
But they are not dead. But somebody takes care. Foster mother, foster father, or not even, but someone, so little kindness, they get married, they have their friends. Something arrangement in the cosmic plan. I am not saying that is ideal, but point is that, of course, who can do that? Who have no sense of duty, who himself has no me and mine. But it is a practice also. How the state will come unless one starts practicing. Yes, God is there. God will look after me. Because earlier days, now we are comfortable place. We can join in Ramakrishna order or some organization who takes care of us. Previously, what? I am becoming a monk. So get out of your room. What is your position? Nothing. Just with this dress. Whatever you are wearing, get out. How they get dressed? Whole life? Wandering monks of India. Who is supplying? I am giving some dress, comfortable blankets or something like that every day. Do I give anyone a food? But the whole world is going on in a cosmic design. So you have to think about. That is not our responsibility to do, rather our responsibility to think of God. Major thing, our responsibility is to think of God, and so long we have duty, we will have to do that. But we have to understand we are not the doer, God is the doer. And God's will ultimately reign, not your will or my will. When we don't understand that, then we find all these conflicts and confusions. All this universe is the Lord's alone. 47 verse. He is the soul of all souls, the self-revealing spirit, needing no other revealer, Swayam Prakasa. He is self-illumined. He does not need anybody. He is what? He is what science has the within and without. He is what science is the within and without. That means he is Swayam Prakasa, self-effulgent, self-revealing. All the universe, it is only Lord's. Nothing belongs to you, nothing belongs to me, not to the king, not to the jamindar, landlord or baron. We think they are the king, it belongs to them. It belongs to God and God only. He is the soul. God is the soul of all souls. The self-revealing spirit is God. Needed no other revealer. It does not need another flashlight to reveal him. Like sun's light reveals everything. Sun does not need any light to show I am here. Look at me. Some flashlight is, oh, this is called sun. So that's why God is self-revealing. He is the Satchidananda, self-luminous. He does not need any other support. That's the idea. Idea is that God is the support of all, but God does not need anyone's support. The ripples and waves are supported by the ocean. Ocean does not need any support from the ripples or waves. So creation is dependent on God. God does not depend on any created bostu. Understand? He is what science has the within and the without. See how he has become the many by his mysterious power Maya. Look at that. This is all diversity. It is all created by his all pervaded Maya, a mysterious power, and that power is called the Maya Shakti. Shakti Maya. That Bhagavan, the origin of all, is now amidst us as the divine incarnation functioning as the all-destroying spirit of time, eliminating all evildoers. Now, the Lord of the universe is Krishna. The Lord as Avatara is residing with us, and he has taken the role this time. Gita says, Kalosmi, I am the time eternal, and I wanted to destroy the world, meaning destroy the evils of the world. So Narada says that. You are fortunate that in this period when you are here, the God, the creator of the universe, has come down in the form of Avatara, Krishna. He is not mentioning Krishna, but he is indicating. And Krishna's role is time, he is only seeing things. He didn't stop, he tried to stop the war, but he being God, can he not change the minds of Duryodhana? But no. His plan is to destroy all the evils. That's why this war. And that's why he says, Bhagavan, the origin of all, from which everything have created, we are created, is now amidst as the divine incarnation, functioning as the all-destroying spirit of time, eliminating all evildoers. He has completed this work mostly and is awaiting the completion of the rest. He has finished his major work of destroying the evil kings and evil personalities. And in the war they have been destroyed, but now he is waiting to destroy further. Lord's completion to complete, awaiting the Lord's completion of his mission. Know that Dhritarashtra, with his wife Gandhari and brother Vidura, has gone to a resort. Narada knows what is happening. So he says, you are talking about your parent, or called the uncle, where they go. They have gone to a resort, the great ascetics in the southern region of the Himalayas. And they go in the southern region of the Himalayas. They have gone there to live there, and what they will do? They are now in the holy place called Saptasrotas. A place, Sapta means 7, Srota means the stream, where the Mother Ganga breaks into 7 streams. That's a holy place. That means from the high Himalayas, when the Ganga is dropping down, and in certain area maybe there is a place, holy place, where that splits into 7 directions. That's called Sapta Srota. The spot where Ganga divides herself into 7 streams to please, why he splits? To please 7 rishis, Saptarshi. All the 7 rishis are in the heaven. Naren was one of the rishis. So he says, to please them, that Mother Ganga has split in 7 directions in a particular spot, that is called Saptarshi, that is the southern part of the Himalayan range, and they have moved there, and they are staying there for their last moment. Taking bath in the holy river, perform the sacrificial rites, subsisting only on water, meaning drinking water only, abandoning all attachment from wealth, family, enjoyment, here and hereafter. Dhritarashtra is now abiding in peace. Now he is very peaceful. Why? He has given us this kingdom. He was holding on this kingdom, and that kingdom holding on gave this disaster. He supported his son Duryodhana and others blindfoldedly, and as a result this disaster happened. Now he has detached from this and left the palace, all the family members, enjoyment, wealth, palatial, the comforts, all giving up. Dhritarashtra is now happy. He is giving up everything, he is happy. That is the philosophy of life. Sab chhod ke sab paave. If one can leave everything, then he will get everything. Giving up everything, one attains everything. It is a big philosophy. People think holding something, it is I will get more. My money is this, 100,000, I will make it 200,000. By holding 300,000. More and more. People, even in anywhere in life we go, this idea, I will be happy, more and more. But spirituality is less, less, less. And when one becomes monk or nun, nothing. I have no bank account. But in this country we have, but in India we don't have. Because some checks, sometimes people give some, and you have to issue a check also. But you legally know, you mentally, spiritually know, it is not mine. It is for the good of others. So you detach. One side was to attach, and now see detach. So Dhritarashtra is peaceful because he knew this philosophy now. Knowing he knew that, but now he is practicing that. And he is living his last days drinking holy Ganga water. That is the way people die. Want to die? They go to the holy Ganga, give up all food, and naturally body gets weaker, only drinking water and thinking of God, and nobody in my life, there is no friend, no relative, no my good person, bad person in my life, I am alone and God is alone. No? That type of spirit they get involved into it. Having established, 53 verse, having established himself in a settled seat and controlling the pranas and the six senses, he has risen above the gunas of Prakriti by the practice of devotion to Hari. By loving God, this person, that means the Dhritarashtra, the blind king, he has established himself. Where? In a settled seat, a seat, steady seat. And what he did? Prana, controlling the prana, means pranic, pranayama and practicing this, arthat eightfold yoga path. Asana, pranayama, that path. So he is talking about asana, settled asana. He has taken a seat, not to move like Buddha. I am sitting in this posture. I am not going to get out until I realize the truth. Yasana shishyatu me sariram. Let my body be dried out. I am not going to feed food or anything. Yasana shishyatu. Shishyatu means dry out. Me sariram tak asti mangshang. Tak means the skin, asti, the bone, mangso, the flesh. They split, they fall apart. Asti mangshang pralayancha jatu aprappa bodhing bahukalpa durlabham. This bodhi, this awakening, which is attained through many, many lifetimes of spiritual practice, aprappa bodhing bahukalpa durlabham nayamata kayam ataschalishati. Na ayam kaya, this body may fall, but I am not going to move from this seat. That's called the steady seat. And we cannot sit for 1 hour. We go like this, you know. But they sit with that determination. Dhritarashtra is sitting there.
But this one is said by Buddha when he sat for meditation. Before sitting for attaining Bodhi, he is telling Sanskrit. After attaining Bodhi, all his advice he gave in Pali. So what happened before Bodhi?
That because it is... that because, you know, Sanskrit was the language of that time for the elites. And Pali, when he wanted to preach, but colloquial language, people speak Pali and Sanskrit. If you really study very closely, you will find that there is much closeness to Sanskrit. If you know Sanskrit, atta, atma, pronunciation different. Nibbana, nirvana, nibbana, nirvana. It's a colloquial. People in colloquial language, English, they speak. So that he spoke just to preach the message so that people can take it. If you speak in Sanskrit, it will not reach them. You have to come to the language of the people. So for that Buddha came down. So having established himself in a settled seat, that's why it is asana, then controlling the pranas, pranayama, controlling the breath, and 6 senses, all the senses are shut down. No, I won't see this, I won't hear this, I won't do this. What are the 6 senses? 5 senses: eyes, ear, nose, throat, tongue, after touch. 5 and mind. So controlling mind and all these senses, 6 senses, he has risen above the gunas of Prakriti by the practice of devotion to Hari. How he has risen? By practice of love for God. That is Ramakrishna's message. You can just parallelly mix Ramakrishna's quote. Ramakrishna said, by devotion, you can have all this kumbhak. Your pranayama, result of pranayama, you need not have to do this pranayama like this. But kumbhak, automatically that kumbhak state will come. Breath will arrest. And you will be thinking of the divine only, absorbed in that. It will happen. 54 and 55. Identifying oneself with the intellectual self with the intellectual self, resolving the same in the kshetra gna, the witnessing psyche, and resolving that too in Brahman, the basis of everything, like pot sky in the universal sky. He is now sitting motionless like a pillar with all the natural tendencies of the mind overcome, with all the senses under control, and with no need for any food. My God, this is a very great philosophy here. Katha Upanishad says this verse, 54 to 55 verse, what it says, identifying oneself with the intellectual self. I am not the body, not the mind, I am the intellect. He has risen that. Body mind he has thrown away in that previous verse. Did you get it, previous verse? Previous verse, what he said, having established himself in settled seat, yama niyama, then asana, seat is stable. Then he said pranayama. And there he said control the six senses. Six senses means all these sense organs plus mind is the boss of all the senses. Now he has come withdrawing the mind to intellect. Panchakosha, think of the five kosha idea. Panchakosha vichara. So withdrawing from the outside is coming to, mind is now controlled. Mind will control, who will control mind? Intellect. Intellect is now resolving, identifying oneself with intellect. I am the intellect now. Now, intellect, resolving the intellect in the kshetra ga. I, my intellect, I am the master of the intellect. No? That is the kshetra ga, he who knows the kshetra. This is the kshetra. Body, mind, emotions, and intellect, these are all part of kshetra. And I know, I am the kshetra ga. With witnessing psyche, that's the witnessing, he has translated, witnessing psyche. Mind, one part of the mind is witnessing mind. That's why mano, buddhi, chitta, ahankar are the same mind. Mind functioning in 4 stages. One is the mind vacillating, another is the mind determinative, one is the mind remembering, another is the mind ego, I. So I, this is the finest level of mind is the I. So now withdrawing all these things within the, first to the intellect, intellect to the ego, which is here they are mentioning kshetraga. That is called the witnessing psyche. And resolving that too, that I should be dissolved in Brahman. That Katha Upanishad says. So the basis of everything, which Brahman is the basis of everything. What is it's like a pot sky in the universal sky. Pot sky means, you understand? Here is a pot. The sky within this pot and the cosmic spot, space. What is the difference? Nothing. Only pot makes a house, the space within this house. An infinite space. Is there any difference? No. We say it is pot because we have mentally divided that this is called this 30 feet by 60 feet by this, that. This is the space of the house. But there is space you have not divided. Space is so fine. It is continuous one thing. So pot, ghatakasa, patakasa. Ghatakasa, mahakasa. The very important philosophy of your Vedanta Sara. Ghatakasa and mahakasa. Mahakasa is the cosmic space. And ghatakasa, the small space in the ghata, in the pot. Break that pot. What happens? Space. So there is no division. So you move back to the space. He is now witnessing motionless. Now Dhritarashtra is sitting, controlling this way, withdrawing the mind to the intellect to the ego, the kshetraga to Brahman. And he is sitting motionless. And natural and motionless like a pillar, like a stump of a stone, with all the natural tendencies of the mind overcome. no tendencies distracting him, with all the senses under control, and with no need for any food. 56. Do not go there and cause any disturbance to him. Don't go there. He is meditating, he is absorbed in God, and don't go to show your love. Ah ha ha, you are suffering, come to the palace, I will give you food. He does not need all these things. So do not go there and cause any disturbance to him, who has abandoned all duties and actions. Within 5 days from now, he will be abandoning his physical body, which will be burnt automatically in the fire of yoga power. In the high Himalayas, where will you get firewood? But they have done such yoga power will destroy the body. His wife Gandhari, seeing the yogic fire consuming her husband's body along with the leaf heart, they used to live in a hut, and that hut made of leaf. Naturally, there are trees, and where is the palace there? So that house is burned. So seeing that, she will also follow him by entering into the fire. So Gandhari will also give up her body, entering into the fire of austerity. And as for Vidura, now his brother Vidura, seeing all this and overcome both by sorrow and joy, he is happy and unhappy. Happy in one sense, he is getting Brahmajnana and released, and sorrow because brother after all. And as for Vidura, seeing all this and overcome both by sorrow and joy, sorrow for death for his brother and joy for his attaining to the spiritual goal, he would go out into the broad world as a pilgrimage. Bas. He saw this, that her elder brother and brother's wife both consumed themselves in the highest spirit of oneness with God. So he then started to went on into the society, come to as a pilgrimage. Saying this much, Narada left with his tanbura in hand, and Yudhishthira, taking his words well to heart, recovered from his sorrow. So now that is the end of the chapter, 13th chapter, where the end came that Narada said that you are asking about Yudhishthira, you asked about your uncle, and your Gandhari, you asked about Dhritarashtra. So they are living a life of seclusion, detachment, total absorption, withdraw their mind from the external world and to the senses, senses to the mind, and mind to the intellect, intellect to the kshetraga, and then kshetraga, that is the I to the Brahman. And they are now absorbed, and in the spirit they left their body. So you need not have to go back and ask them to come back and help with your love. Okay, so there is the end of the chapter number 13. We'll start the chapter 14 next day, next occasion. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Okay. There are some questions. We'll try to have some time and then leave. What is an avatar? Avatar means when God incarnates, we call avatar. We are human incarnation. God is also human incarnation. But God not only human in earlier, forget about the earlier stories. Recently we know Rama, Krishna, Christ, Buddhas, they are called avatar. Because they are the highest expression of purity, love, joy, grace, what we want to find in God. So that's why they are called avatar. And their purity, their love, their compassion, their redeeming power excels everything. So as God can redeem people, so avatars can also redeem us. Second question. A baby is born with life-threatening illness. The parents ask their Sangha to pray that God saves the baby. Does God change the baby's fate because people pray? I do not know. It's a very serious question. You have asked the question what God wants to do. God is free-willed person, no? He is not limited by our speculations. But I think that God can do everything. He can change if he feels, Lazarus come out. Why Lazarus will come out? Lazarus is dead. But Christ felt the compassion and then asked him to come out. So God, if he wants, the baby will be clean tomorrow. We hear many stories in the Ramakrishna's disciples' life and disciples, devotees' life. They are suffering severe problem of the health, and they have a dream, divine dream in the night, and God came, or mother came and touched the forehead, and next morning the person is totally free. So we hear so many stories. You read the lives of we call miracles, but it is not miracle, it is the will of God. God can do everything and anything and everything. So yes, parent can ask, surely parents will ask for the child and God to save the baby. But what God will do, I cannot say anything, but this much I can say, praying to God lifts us. I am praying, I am getting the benefit. If I pray, that moment my mind goes high up to God. And also, I am praying for whom? His heart is tuned to me. And we are praying not for our selfish end, therefore it is a better thing. Not to ask for one's own need, but for the need of this another one who is not me. So, it is God's play, so to pray to God, I think, has at least this spiritual benefit. If the baby does not survive, it may be karma is ending. As we read just now, time is the big healer. God has time, is waiting, and everything in time is getting destroyed, born and grown. Okay, another question. Kumbhaka and Samadhi the same? No. Kumbhaka means when breath stops. Actually, if your mind is really very much deep in Samadhi, deep in contemplation, and goes deeper and deeper and deeper, as we find in Ramakrishna, that doctors could not find the pulse. Because it is a dead body almost. So if the body is dead, that means no breath. Kumbhak means holding. Breath is hold, tight, like that. But Ramakrishna again comes back from that state. You see, again, slowly breath starts. That means that Kumbhak state is coming out. So Kumbhak state in Samadhi, people go to the Kumbhak state. But every Kumbhak state is not Samadhi. Those who are practicing pranayama, they can go to live in the Kumbhak state. Does not mean that they are knowers of truth. In Himalayas, I saw, one time I was in some place and I saw one yogi. He is practicing Kumbhaka. That means he can live without breathing for several hours. So somebody dug him into the ground. He said, dig me into the ground. And then they gave some cushion and then put all the mud together. It is almost covered under like a tomb. And then they said that, okay, after half an hour, 1 hour, just release, bring out. And after 1 hour or something, they brought out. He's still alive and still, but when he sat, everyone observed there is no breath. Kumbhaka started. So by yogic practice they can do. But Kumbhaka probably is that where no breathing, this flow of breath stops because of mind getting totally absorbed in God and total lack of body consciousness. That is samadhi state. But every samadhi, probably there is kumbhak, but every kumbhak may not be samadhi. Yeah.
Then from what is?
No? Oh, I know God is one, but I am attracted to his Krishna form, though I repeat Shiva mantra. Should I change my mantra? I want to have vision of Krishna. Is that possible with Shiva mantra? You know, if I say, I say Christ, so Christ form will come into my mind. That mantra means the expression of the divine spirit, the attitude. So it is better to have a Shiva mantra, to have Shiva. But chanting Shiva mantra, you can see Krishna. Oh, I think I cannot say that that will be much quick. Better to you have Krishna mantra, then you can have Krishna. But Shiva is not different from Krishna, that you have to understand. But God is only one. God only takes different forms. So if you can think that you are repeating your mantra, but you are thinking of Krishna, your Shiva is nothing but Krishna, that will do. But if you don't want, then you have to think of Krishna mantra and Krishna form. But if you can think this way, that I am taking this mantra my Guru has given, and that Shiva is no other than Krishna. So, same mantra, if you can meditate on that way, that may help you. But it is much easier to repeat the name whom you are meditating. If I say Rama, 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 my naturally Rama figure will come in before my mind. And if I want to think Rama is the Shiva, yes, that is true. That can also be done. But if you can do that, then yes, same mantra will do. It depends on your own intense love and understanding. Okay? Thank you.
7:30 class.
Acha. So we finish here now, and we'll have our class at 7:30 on Shanti Gita. So we'll try to meet you again. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace.